If you want to be graceful, successful, self-regulated with self-control, then don't put your reins in the hands of Satan. But for this, remember that between your emotion and your reaction to that emotion, there is a space, a pause. And it is that space, that pause, in which you get to decide what you're going to do with that emotion and how you want to react to that emotion. But that space is a crucial element that determines your outcome in this world and in the next. For some people, that space is large and vast, and they think things through. They think about how they're going to respond. But for some people, that space is small and narrow, and they are impulsive, and they lack self-regulation and self-control. So how do you build this space, this capacity? By keeping yourself aware of the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by enhancing your levels of taqwa, God consciousness, and your levels of conviction that God is watching over you all the time, fully aware of all of your actions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in Surah Al-Hadid that huwa al-awwalu wal-akhiru wal-zahiru wal-batinu wa huwa bi kulli shay'in alim. He is the first and the last and the manifest and the hidden, and He is all-knowing about everything. So to regulate our emotions, which then influence our actions, we need to gain knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and of His pure and divine message, which is full of guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Araf, surely when the God-fearing are touched by any instigation from Satan, they become conscious of Allah, and at once they discern the reality. As for the brethren of Satan's, they are dragged by them on into the error, and they do not desist. So make time to attain this beneficial knowledge, because only then can you decipher the reality around you, and only then can you increase the space between your emotions and your reactions, and only then can you attain true self-regulation before you are held accountable. We come to know from ahadith, it was narrated from Salama that when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ performed the subh morning prayer, while he said the salam, he would say, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan tayyiban wa amalan mutaqabbalan. O Allah, I ask you for beneficial knowledge, goodly provision, and acceptable deeds. And this is in Sunan Ibn Majah. Self-regulation is self-success, and this comes from beneficial knowledge.